I'm trying to adjust the light. Hello crafting familia, welcome back to another Maker Monday video, and today we're gonna try to calm down, well, myself, because of my voice. I didn't realize it was so loud in the past video. So as you can see in the title of the video, we're gonna be making a fox or fall shadow box. And what that means is, the other day I went to the store because a lot of people have been asking me for this project, and to be honest with you, I was not really motivated to buy a shadow box. I was like, hey, I have the maker, let's make one ourselves. So I create the template that I'm going to be sharing on the description box of this video. You can have access to it. It comes with a template for this box, which is, this is the first try, so don't stress. It's not gonna look like that, we're hoping. And it also includes 4 little strips of the chipboard or the cutouts that will go on top of the box. So the flowers are already pre-cut. I was just trying to make sure I will fill up the space that is needed. So we're gonna go over first with the flowers that we're gonna use. You can use any roll-up flowers available on Cricut Design Space. And I just even cut some to show you how to roll them up. And that's what we're gonna do. The one template I'm using is this one. I did not include them on the project because I like to share projects that are 100% free, which means the project you're gonna see is the one to make the shadow box base. You will also need some clear film or acetate. I like this clear film I have. It's actually for laser printers, and all I did was to cut out a square 5 by 5 inches. And like I said, one of the things I like to use, and I just discovered, these quilling tools from Cricut. I mean, you can use any quilling tools that you might have, but it has like a little indent in there that you can use to roll up your flowers. So I'm just gonna show you really quick. Remember, we're covering first how to do the roll-up flowers. And what I do is I put the paper in between the space, like this, right at the end. And then you start rolling carefully, because it will come off if you don't do it carefully like it just did right now. Yeah, that's a second try. It's okay. Third time's the charm. There you go. Okay. There you go. Once you get it and you roll it a couple of times, then you can go ahead and add some glue. In this case, for the purpose of this video, I'm using again hot glue. I rely on hot glue a lot. It's okay though. And then you roll up a little bit. You can continue like this, or you can do it like me, which, it doesn't matter, it's your preference. I'll just continue rolling the flower. And this is the one template that I use. I don't have the name out of the top of my head, but if I remember, or somebody remind me in the comments, I will try to add the name of the exact template I'm using. It's all from Cricut Design Space, by the way. The only free project will be the base of the shadow box. Okay, so once you have it nice and neat like this, you hold on the side. You want to add some glue on the bottom. I like to put it at the bottom of the flower like this, and then I put the little circle down and I try to loosen it up a little bit like this. And that's how simple it is. Now these are the simpler ones, which is just the spiral one, like this one. Let's try to, I'm gonna leave it right here, to do a little one of these. Remember, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. So what I do in this case, when it rips the paper, I use a blade, or in this case, this super controlling, I'm just kidding, this control knife that Cricut has, and then I cut through. But we're not going to be doing that tonight, since I don't want to take so much of your time. Which, by the way, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you like this video. We're going to get this one out. And you're pretty much going to repeat the same. This one is very handy, this tool. Wait, am I doing it? Yeah, there you go. I was doing it the other way around. Okay, there you go. And what you do is you try to insert a corner. It's just to help you to roll it in like this. Sometimes I like to bend the paper a little bit as I'm rolling out, but I'm just showing you how easy it is to use it with different templates of flowers. So it's not really about a video about flowers, it's a video about a project. So I'm just really quick showing you different kinds of roll-ups right now. But once we're done with this one, we're gonna jump to the next step. Excuse my voice a little bit, I've been talking a lot of work. It was a Monday today for sure. Okay, again, you hold it, add the glue on the bottom, and then you use a circle. I'm making pressure gently, then you start kind of unrolling. We're doing it against the clock, I would say. No, it's actually clockwise. And that's pretty much all what it is to it with the roll-up flowers. So now that being covered, I'm gonna move this and then leave this tiny flower here. And I want to show you the chipboard that I use. You can use any kind of chipboard. This one is actually the one that comes in the back of a paper packaging from Cricut. So you can even use this kind of chipboard as well. You just have to make sure how thick it is and to set the settings correctly. I would say for this one you will use the light chipboard because it's not as thick as the one the damask chipboard is. This one I use a setting for a specific name, and the maker has it when you are setting out for cutting out. So you can see this one is the one from here. It looks like this because I had another space to be cut, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it, so I just went ahead and cut it around just to hold my flowers. So this is try one. We're gonna do together try two, and this time I got rid of the other little cutout that I have on next to it. I just was trying to get like a little flap or flop that will go in order for me to glue the acetate or the clear film that I have right here. So that's the reason why we're doing the try two. So as Cricut nowadays recommend, especially when you're using thicker materials, it's good that you secure your materials, especially if they're this thick. There you go. So what I do is I just bend it gently around. And listen, when you put the setup for damask chipboard, I hope I'm saying it correctly, you don't have to go all 12 times, especially if you're using the knife blade, which is the one I use on the maker. So as soon as I like to do this, I pause the cut, and in between cuts I like to check if it already went through. If in a little corner already went through, I just go ahead and stop them, cut and unload the mat, so it won't go over and over again. You can also flip the mat over like this and hold the material down so we can take it up. I'm gonna put that mat right there. Okay, and I also use the scoring. Oh, I left it a little bit. I hope that won't affect the project. We'll see. Okay, there we go. I hope you're having a great night or day if you're watching us later on. Thank you so much for those that are joining me right now. Let me show you which blades I use and which scoring tool I use. This is a scoring tool for the Cricut Maker. You can also use a regular scoring tool. I'm sorry about the noise. Let me show you. This one, if you prefer, but I feel like this one is already programmed to make more pressure, especially in thicker material like this one. So I use this on the Cricut Maker, and it is the 01 scoring. There we go, 01 scoring to tool. And this is a knife blade. I know I shouldn't touch it like that, but it's just, it has a little dust bunnies in there. So these two are the ones that I use on the maker. Let's put that away. And now let me get it closer so you can see. You see the scoring line right there? That's where we're gonna bend our chipboard. And I also add the cuts. It's all made up for you together on the project I'm sharing with you. This is where you're gonna exactly be cutting, as well as this little strands. You're gonna see why you're gonna use this in a little bit. So without further ado, I'm gonna start folding or bending my chipboard. And you wanna do it as straight as you can. You have a better tip, don't worry. I'm open for any other tips you might have. Remember, this is my second try, and I'm hoping the best from it. Now we want to do this one. What is it that we're trying to do? We're trying to do a shadow box, because Sheila just thought that she could make one herself. So here we are on this dilemma. Where is it? Oh, right here. You see, it will happen sometimes that the machine might not cut through, because like I said, I don't like the blade to go over and over. This project was supposed to be cut, or the times that the cut passes were scheduled to be 12. I stopped it at 7. And I see I did skip that one, but it's okay, because you can use the cutter or any X-Acto knife you might have, and just carefully cut it. And it's all good, you see? I just don't like the blade to go too many times if it's already cut out for the most part. I don't mind helping it a little bit, you know. I know the machine, we're getting used to the machine making everything for us, but hey, a little hand doesn't hurt. Hello, Sonia. I'm reading some of the comments. Oh, Sonia's here. Thanks for joining us. Okay. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because it's a little wedding gift that I'm trying to prepare for somebody at work. And I hope she likes it. Okay. I'm trying to fold a little bit more just to mark them. Oh, we also have Tina Sarmiento. Hello there. Thanks for joining us. I hope you like the project. It's not perfect, but it's a second try, so let's see how it goes. I'm going to start gluing now. Like I say, it might not be as perfect as we want it, but hey, I don't mind making oopsies. I like making oopsies all the time. That way I learn, and I tell people what not to do. So right now I'm just hot gluing the sides. That's why these lids are here. And don't worry about that space. We can just cut it off later on. Or we can readjust it on the free project that I have on the description box. We can always do that. Let's see. There goes the second one. And you want to make it as straight as you can. Let's see. Oh. You know what? Before I glue this part, I'm going to make sure I glue this, because I left it out by accident when I was taking out the tape. So, because we don't want it all wide open, let's just glue it back, at least on the top. I mean, at the end, you will see it's not going to be that noticeable anyway, but still. And before gluing this third lid, you want to put this one in already. Just because you're going to lift it up, and that way it won't give you such a hard time, like it was a minute ago. Okay, so there we go. It's getting there. You just have to make sure you're holding it as straight as you can. There it is. Okay. Okay. We're almost done with the first part, which is making the base for your shadow box. I don't know. I kind of like to come up with our own ideas. Oh, there's somebody from Philadelphia. Hello, Vicky. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for tagging along. Okay. So once we have the box, we just put it aside. And now what we're going to do is to use our little film or clear sheets, or even acetate, whichever you want to use. And what I like to do is to add the date. It's a special date. Like I say, this is going to be like a little wedding gift. Of course, if there's boo-boos, I'll fix them to make him look nicer. But my idea is to glue, per se, the glass above the shadow box and add the date. So it's a little simple. I'm kind of the person that less is more. So that's why I think like that. And I'm going to use, reuse actually, some of my transfer paper, and this transfer paper is actually from my iron-on, and I noticed that it still stayed very sticky, so I reuse it a couple of times, like right now. So what I'm gonna do is to get my clear piece here, make sure my vinyl stick well to my reused piece of transfer paper from, or transfer film from my past iron-on project. I roll up the white part, and voila, there you have it. So I'm just gonna try to do my best to centralize it, and for that I'm gonna use this just as a guide. It will be right in there. Let me just scratch a little bit. This will be the top part of the project. And I'm gonna start rolling out. And there we have it. That's our window, or our glass piece. Remember, it's a fall shadow box. So I have the date there. And I'll put it here on the side. And let's fix this, because as you can see, it started to fall apart, but it's all good. I'm just gonna hold it for a little bit longer. And when I do that, I have still to have to figure it out a way to kind of get rid of the borders that are popping out over here. So I'll work on that as well. And afterwards, we're gonna start putting the flowers inside. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish it all. Let me see how long we've been in. Oh, 60 minutes. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. I don't like to take so much of your time, but if you're staying all the video long, thank you so much. And if you're watching it afterwards, thank you so much as well. I really appreciate it. Okay, so it seems that it's not gonna come apart again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this knife, or you can use whatever you have at home, which is better for you. And you just have to kind of cut through the left out. Maybe we'll need a little bit of adjustment. You see, it kind of comes off like a little bit, like very little. Okay. Pardon my savagism right now. I'm just gonna go over it. Let's see. I'm not gonna hold it together. There it goes. Came off. Now I believe there's another one here. Yeah, we have like about, I would say 0.25 of an inch on one of the sides. So maybe we can readjust that on the free project, so you don't struggle like I am right now, huh? Just learning from my mistakes. Okay, there it is. Now it looks more straight. Oh, but now I have to cut the outside too. Give me just a second. There. Okay, there was another one, this one right here, that was popping a little bit over the border, and it's gonna probably pop a little bit over from here, but that's okay. We're gonna cover it all up. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and glue the flowers. You know, I didn't decide what kind of, I think I'm just gonna mix them up. Like I don't need like a certain order for the flowers to be. I'm just gonna go ahead and glue it as I go. I should know that she likes purple, so I wanted to use different tones of purple. I used 2 of them, so I'm just gonna try to mix them up. Not necessarily one light, one dark. Just gonna go as I fill up the spaces. Try to space them out. I did not include these flowers on the project because some of them are available. You have Cricut access. Some of them are available if once you plug your machine. Sometimes they're available because it's a free image of the week. So you just have to be on the lookout for them, or buy the ones that you really like to use. We already went over a couple of them to see how they can be rolled up. So hopefully we're not gonna need some more for now. And there we cover this part. What are some of the things that you really like to do with your Cricut if you own one? I love to make paper flowers, like the giant ones. I remember the first cartridge, well, one of the first cartridges I owned almost 10 years ago. It was a giant flower cartridge. And I used to follow the step-by-step on the handbook. Oh my word, if it's difficult. I believe my very first video on this channel is about the rows of the giant flowers cartridge. And I follow it, you know, the way they had the instructions until somebody else, another paper florist artist, enlightened me with her knowledge, and I saw there was a very, very different way, an easier way to make paper flowers. And that's when I started, you know, coming up with my own version, because right now there's a lot of them, but everybody has their own way to do things. I'm gonna overshare it. I like to share what I know. Well, at least I try. I think it's looking pretty cool, huh? Oh, hello, Nora. Nora's here. She's saying hello. I'm gonna put it here. Do I have a plan? No, I don't have a plan. I'm just putting the flowers as I'm going. We're probably gonna have to roll those up as well. Hey, that's okay. Oh, and make sure you're getting rid of the little strings of hot glue so they won't shine once you close your little box. You want it to look nice. Right. And then again, this person that I'm making this for, she was so happy today. And I was so happy for her. And I was like, oh, I wish I had, you know, something for her. And then I just thought about this. I remember what her favorite color was. And since it was an event in her life that already passed, I was like, well, I can do a little thing, you know, like something with meaning. And I decided to go with the date for her special day. Like I said, we're going to need like 2 more. I'm glad I cut out those extra ones. And at the end, we can count how many. The size of these flowers that I'm using, it's, let me check really quick. I know it's about 4 inches. Yeah, it's 4 inches diameter, like the whole pattern. So once you send them to cut, you just have to make sure they're 4 inches. And probably you have more practice than me rolling them up. They will look more even or more uniform, you know, the same size. Some of them I didn't really tie. Some of them I made it a little bit wider. It just depends how it goes. Okay, we're almost done with this. I was gonna totally record every step and then edit it, but I was like, hey, I really like to do lives. It's kind of interesting, you know. It's like if I'm talking with all of you. And I like to read your comments as I'm working and try to answer. I hopefully don't skip anybody. Okay, let's add this one right in this corner. Oh, it came out. Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna push it down. And we're gonna need 1 more. And probably the one I'm gonna put here is gonna be more tighter, just to cover this space right here. Excuse my breathing. I have heavy breathing. Okay, we're almost done. We're gonna leave this one very tight just to cover that spot right there. So you don't want to loosen it up a little or too much once you're gluing. You want to leave it as tight as you can. You see, I didn't went clockwise. I just left it like that. Okay. my background paper. Okay, and we're gonna add it right here carefully because we already have some in there. Perfect. Look at that. We're gonna take off the excess of the little strings. As soon as I can, I'm gonna adjust the edges of the box, and then I'm gonna update the link I share with you, because as you can see, it's kind of like a problem. It will be uneven, but now that's what we're working with. We're gonna make it work. So then we'll come. Oh, look at that. It's a bit. It's smaller than what I thought, and I don't want to put it all the way in. What we're gonna do right now, I'm gonna cut out another piece, and this time I'm gonna make it a little bit wider, because if it goes all the way in, I don't know, I don't like that. My plan was, because I measure it with this one, it was to make it stay like that. Okay, so just give me a couple of seconds. Did I say seconds? Yes, I did say seconds. I'm gonna add a square. I'm waking up my machine right now, and I'm just gonna add up a square. Let's see. But you get pretty much also the idea. This is to be on top, and once I glue it on the edge, you're gonna cover that with the little lines that I cut apart around it, and it will look like the actual shadow box that I had in mind. But our square is 5 by 5 inches, so let's go ahead and do 5.25. Maybe that will work. Let me think. No, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go with 5.5, just because we're gonna need the 0.5 around. I mean the 0.25 around, if that makes sense. Let me see. Let's make sense of this. Okay, 5.5, and we're sending it to cut. Oh, that way I get to show you the film. Well, the clear sheet that I use. Let's put this on the side for a minute. I have my map here. And this is laser copy paper or laser clear sheet. So you just go ahead and put that. And the setup for this will be the clear cover setting, cutting setting. It shows you automatically in there when you go and select the materials. So once it's connecting, we're gonna go ahead and set it to cut it. There's a lot of clickety click. Okay, if it takes too long, we're just gonna use our cutter. Because I don't, let's see. Yeah, it's taking her time to connect. If it does, oh well, it does connect, but since I don't really want to make it wait that much, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. We say 5.5. And 5.5. Let's check the resizing now. This should work. Yeah, I'm still looking for the machine. Maybe because I have both machines on, since I was working on tiny things in my Explorer. There you go. That's what we want. We want the cover to go a little bit over in order for us to use the strips, and for it to have a base, you know, to settle in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to take these numbers off. I don't think it should be a problem. We're just gonna scratch it again to make them glue into the transfer tape, and you're gonna be folding this. Hopefully it will come off. Oh no, it's already stuck to it. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut this one again, but that's okay. Let me just put the cover, and I'll have to do this at the end of the video once the computer decides to read my machine, because it's not reading it. So let's go ahead and put the clear cover down. Don't worry, we're gonna cover the glue. It's not gonna be that noticeable. And remember, mine's gonna look a little bit uneven because I have to adjust one of the sides of the box, which is this one. It's the higher one. Okay, now you want to add the glue here. on here. And as straight as you can. Don't worry, take the tippers off. I wouldn't worry about cutting the edge so much just yet because you're gonna add these pieces on top to cover the edge. So that should work. Except that I left one of the liners in there. Yeah. Oh. It's our second try, so we're not gonna beat up ourselves off to it. As of now, I'm not, okay? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue these. Oh, we need some more. I'm just opening another window. I'm getting a silicone bar or a silicone stick. Okay. And like I said, I'll just add the date after I'm done with the video. So you're just gonna miss that part. But I hope you get the idea once you get a hold of, you know, the slice and weld. You can do any project like this. You just have to play around with the measurements. There goes the first one. We're gonna add the second one in the bottom right here. Two more lines in here, and I'm probably gonna need a longer one depending. No, maybe let's check. Putting it towards the end, right there. I like to put enough silicone or hot glue on just so it won't go anywhere. And if you have some edges left over, you can use a knife to cut it. And make sure it looks as straight as I can. Let me clean my knife. And I'm also gonna check if my machine wants to connect today. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna add the date, but I'll be adding that 05/19. Okay, let me see. I'm just gonna go ahead carefully, flip it over, and cut the leftover edge that I had. Just a little bit more in there. Just a tiny piece. I'm doing a little bit of a fixer-upper right now, huh? But it's okay. So there you go. That will be our fall shadow box with paper flowers that are roll-ups. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add the vinyl for this because I already glued it on this piece that I didn't measure correctly, and I wanted it there, but that was pretty much how it was gonna look. Oh, that looks really cool. I like it. So thank you so much for watching Crafty Familia. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for your support and staying the whole entire video with me. I hope you have a blessed day or night, depending on the time you're watching. And I hope you like this video as well and you like the project I'm sharing with you. Have a great night.